you doing? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I don't know if you can hear all the purring in the background, but my assistant today is my cat. So, good morning. Hello. Welcome to the Moneyball Comics live stream. I'm going to continue going through the heritage auctions and getting prepared for this weekend's Comic Select, the Sunday and Monday auction. So this will be part 2 of some number of parts. Just a reminder to how I navigate to this. You from the homepage, you can just go to right down here to the auction schedule, the open auctions. The Comic Select is usually, because it's a weekly thing, they don't always feature it until it's about to start. So you just go to load more. Obviously you can bookmark these, but they change each week. Here we go. This is the weekly auction that starting August 1st. I pretty much shy away from Modern Age Showcase because it's going to be all of those modern grails in a 9.8. Really fun to watch, but my wallet hates bidding on those. So let's take a look here where we left off. So for me, in order to just limit the books that I'm targeting, I'll come down here to the left-hand side into the filters and switch publisher to Marvel. I don't have the time, budget, or energy to go through every single book in the auction. I just try and find particular series that I'm interested in collecting. Okay, so back in the tracker here, we left off with 11114. Hey, Woody Warren, good morning. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions about this process, you could certainly put them in chat. I'd be happy to answer them. Take a look. So the auction lot's important for a number of reasons, but for me, I can then come in here and just do a quick search, 11114. And that was the book I left off at. So now I'm going to continue. And I skipped over the rest of Amazing Spider-Man and jumped into Avengers. So we skipped all of these, looked at them last time. Really nothing special here. This is pretty crazy. Again, this is way out of my price range, but there's 48 Silver Age. No, silver and copper, I guess. Silver and bronze, rather, I should say. Woody Warren says, sure, I've been catching up in your previous videos. Excellent info and approach. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Figure it was time to share a little bit of behind the scenes about how I approach the collection and where I get my books. I often find a lot of people on YouTube and social media, they'll show you the book, but you don't really know what condition it's in, where it came from, how they got it, and we're all in this together. So hopefully you find it interesting to kind of see what my approach is. Now, I'm not a huge Avengers comics collector, so if I see Amazing Spider-Man, I see a book like I looked at last time, I get excited about it. I want to add it. Felt like Ron Burgundy there. I want to sit on it. With Avengers, it's not the case. I'm actually reading Avengers, starting with issue 1. I just finished issue 3 last night. I've never read the original Avengers. It's a little painful. It's a lot of exclamation points. So now these books have a little bit more meaning, beyond just the MCU. But you can see the current bids on these just pretty far out of range. Still fun to look at. So what I'm going to do is see if I can find something a little bit further up in the run. So yeah, this was the book I just read. Again, be nice to own. First few issues are pretty corny. So nothing I really read. I'm really looking forward to reading issue 4, I should say. A friend of mine has this, and I think like a mid to just above mid grade raw, and I'm trying to convince him to get it graded. But he loves Avengers. It's his prized possession, his collection. So I'm excited to read it and then report back to him sort of my review. Avengers 5, Avengers 8, first appearance of Kang. Again, I mean, that's a raw 1.5. Pretty dirty. It's just, I'm looking for books that have presentation quality. Certainly investment options and opportunities there, but really looking for something that I would put on the wall. I would feel good about displaying it. It's not the only wall. It's just the only wall I'm allowed to put books on in the house. So that's when I say the wall, it's the one behind me there. So a lot of this, typically there aren't that many Avengers books. It's like they're putting up every issue in this comic lot. I'm still not seeing, I mean, these are all great books. So now we're kind of jumping ahead as soon as I said that. Now after 14, it jumped to 48. So this is awesome here. This great Black Knight key, issue 48. Again, that's going to be way out of my price range. Even the 5.5 I think is too much. What does a 5.5 go for? Let me just queue up GPA. So I can at least take a look at the prices. So 48, I'm sure 48's been just slowly climbing. Yeah, I'm at 5.5, getting close to $600. Yeah. I hate to do that. Well, boy, look at what it sold. I could have had it in 2019 for $72, but it's still interesting to look at the data. So it's not to say I'm not interested in the book. It's just I'm not interested in spending that much money. That's just one of those books where you just say, you missed it, you got to move on. Avengers 55, raw in a 6.5. Let's see what that one goes for. The bid's already 48. Avengers 55. Like I said with GPA, it to me it takes too long to scroll back to the top and use the drop down. I'll just go ahead and type right in here and change the issue number. And what was the grade on this? Fine plus. So 6.5. 6.5, 186, last sold July 235. So again, I'm still going to use the 90-day average on this, 186. Yeah, I mean, at some point I need to start tracking. So let me walk you through the tracking process. This is definitely a book I would be interested in acquiring. And why is that? Is it because of the story, the art, the key? Look at the presentation quality on this one. Look at the colors. Look at the white background, right? Nothing on the cover. The wrapping looks really, really solid. There is the stamp right there. And these are the things that, let me take a look at the description and see if they even call that out. So they don't. Sometimes they'll put it in here and they'll say, writing on the cover, stamp on the cover. I'm surprised they didn't do that. So this is something, if you get excited about a book and you don't do what I'm doing and kind of scroll in here, it's a little bit of a smudge there, probably coming off the stamp, I imagine. Maybe not. Maybe it's a separate thing. And I'm not able to do this on eBay, not to this level. Just some discoloring there. So this one's tough. I don't know if I mind it, but I don't want to make an excuse for myself and say, well, I'll bid on it, even though that's not typically what I'll go for. I'd have to make a real exception, like if it's a single-digit X-Men book or something like that. So I'm actually going to pass. I'm not going to track that one. Some auctions I like to track in here for data purposes, and then what I find is during the auction I forget and I bid on the book. So I don't want to confuse myself. Plus, I don't know if that's a clear. You're going to have people like what I just did, where you see the stamp and you're like, I'm going to pass on that. So that it's not a true representation of the data or information. Now, if you don't mind the stamp, this would be a great opportunity to jump in and maybe get it below that $180 to $200 price. 6.0, if you're still in division, it's kind of cooled off a little bit. I don't like the wrapping on that one. 8.5. Now we're starting to get into bronze. This is kind of where I peel off of Avengers. Here's a 112 pedigree book, 8.0. This is a great cover. Origin of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. 9.8 white pages. Let me just see what this one goes for. 185. $325. You know, I was going to say before I pulled up the chart, I wonder if WandaVision caused that to spike and then it dropped. So this was, let's see if we can break down. Yeah. So this was earlier in the year, it spiked at 435 and then dropped $100 and then dropped $135. So it's definitely trending down. That's a tough one. I like the book. I love that it's a 9.8. Again, if I've got that kind of money to spend, I'm probably looking at Iron Man, Spider-Man, X-Men, or something else. This is a book I have. It's a great cover. 9.6 white pages. And again, it's too bad they don't have more of these lots where it's only two. I tried it like maybe a max of 5 or 6. It really depends on what's in the lot. But when you get in a group of 52, it's really, you have to just average it and go, okay, 52 across the board. Do I want to spend $20 for a good Avengers? And you just do the math and bid if you want. But once it gets beyond a certain number, it just becomes impossible to really track. Looks like my camera might be frozen. Let me do that. See if I can get that going. All right. Sorry about that. I froze there. Okay. Hopefully the audio was still there. Yeah, it looks okay. All right. Captain America is another one. I don't really collect it. I don't think I have any Silver Age Captain America. Captain America 100, iconic book. Here it is in a 4.5. Get that big premiere issue on it. It's not bad. It's taken that hit up in the top right there. Let's take a look and see what those go for. Captain America 100. So even a 4.5 trending up at 380. Boy, that just kept going. Falcon and Winter Soldier came out, some more Captain America content, and that book just kept going. Oh, that's what I wanted to click on. 2021, there were 10 sales. So started off the year at 250 and just kept climbing. Interesting. Okay. Still a little bit out of my price range. Great book if you got it. I still think it's a good investment piece. One of Captain America's best covers. Yeah, I'm going to kind of breeze past Captain America, Captain Marvel. I don't really collect these Conan. If there's any of these that you want me to stop at, like they're just titled like, hey, hold on, these are titles that I collect, I could certainly use it as an example and track it and look at it for you. But same thing, Daredevil. I do have a few Silver Age Daredevils, but I collected more in the, I guess, copper to modern, the I don't know what era it is. It's like the Romita Jr. Typhoid Mary era. Like that's really when I started to get into Daredevil. Here's a great Daredevil cover, 43. So this is in a 6.0. Ah, I just noticed the stamp up in the corner box. So yeah, like this is a book I have not slabbed in a 9.6, but and then it jumped ahead to modern. Darkhawk, Dazzler, Deadpool, Defenders, Doctor Strange. Woody says I need to pick up 1 through 6, have it solid run up to 100. Otherwise, you're talking about Avengers. Here's Eternals. So Fantastic Four will be a series I will target. So I'm going to start to go through these a little slowly. Oh, Daredevil. Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. It was just one of those as a kid. I was more drawn to other titles. Iron Man is my all-time favorite. But then once I started to get a little bit older, I started to pick up Daredevil, and I really enjoyed it. I just missed picking up a lot of books. I really focused on some other titles, but I feel like I missed out not being a real Daredevil reader and fan. I've heard people argue that from the beginning of time, or from the beginning of Daredevil's time, I should say, up until now, it could be one of the best written and consistent books at Marvel or of all time. I mean, it's high praise, but so many great Daredevil stories. I hope they bring the show back. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons on Netflix. I didn't watch the third, but the first two I really enjoyed. So I thought the acting was top notch. Love Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin. Fantastic Four number 6. So I'm these single digit FFs again, kind of out of my range. So if you saw one of my earlier unboxing videos, I was targeting books somewhere in the 50s, where I got 54 through 56, I believe, or 58. Trying to see if one of these raw books are maybe sneaky low. 2.0, it's just too low. I mean, that's just so beat up. I just can't justify the price for something that in that bad a condition. That's kind of cool. Oh, 3.0. It's I try to look at books 4.0 and above. It just looks too faded and washed out. And again, it's tempting to want to bid on everything, but you just can't. And you can look at the color difference between this number 16 and then this one. Like, I mean, obviously it's a 6.5. It's a higher grade. So this would be one I would take a look at, possibly even this. So these are the raw books. If it's a key, here's a great cover with the Hulk. You can see the current bid already like beyond what I want to pay for this. It's another great early Fantastic Four where Namor's got his hands on Sue. Um, you know that's coming in the MCU. As soon as they get Namor in the Fantastic Four into the MCU, he's going to be all over her. Kind of interested in this one. So Fantastic Four 22. Let me see what that one goes for before I start adding it. And so it's not outrageous. Was it a 6 or 6.5? 6.5. So I'm going to track it. Before I do, I'm just going to zoom in just in case. So the top part is pretty shredded, but what I liked about it, I was drawn to the colors. Definitely would benefit from some sort of cleaning. There's a lot of dirt on it. Spine's a little bit more beat up than I would like for a 6.5. Is this a 6.5? I'm not exactly sure. Oh, my camera froze up again. I may just keep it off if it freezes again. You don't need to see. You know what I look like by now. You don't need to see me. So anyway, this... It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. It's worth tracking. It's worth tracking. So 6.5, Fantastic Four 22. So back in the tracker, I just take this row, drop it down, and I start to update the details. First thing I do is come down to the bottom, and I grab the description. And I'm grabbing the description for a couple of reasons. One, to put in the spreadsheet so I can actually track this, but also it forces me to read the description. Sometimes Heritage will put some information in here regarding the cover or condition that you may not be able to see from a scan. So in this case, I'm trusting there's nothing else wrong with it. So I'm going to paste that into there, and then I'm going to copy the URL. And you can see if you watch column A over here, you'll watch the lot change automatically. So I have all of that built in. Now, this is not a CGC. It is a raw. It is not white pages. Not officially anyway. And I'll come back to GPA in a 6.5. So there's no 90-day average. 269 and up for the 12-month. Last sold February for 300. So because there's no data for this recently, I typically go off the last sale instead of that 90-day average. But I can also look at some books around it. So here's the 90-day on an 8. It's 513 and up. 250 on the 12 for a 7.0. 269 is what the 12 is. So somewhere between 269 and 299. Again, just to be fair, I'm going to assume that this book is going to sell for more than $299. But even a 7.0 sold for 300 in April. So 300 is probably right around what I would say that average value is for that. So I'll officially put 299 in there. Now, if you're looking at this and you're saying, well, GPA is for slabs, why are you putting GPA in for a raw book? I discount it. So you can see that if I max bid this thing at 218 with the buyer's premium of 261, it's still below the 300 GPA. So if it costs me somewhere around $30 to $40 to slab this book at CGC, then I'm factoring that in. So I'm trusting the Heritage grade more or less as a 6.5. They do have, they're employed by Heritage, so you could argue they're professional graders in that they're paid a salary to grade books. So I would hope that they're trustworthy, and I just have to go with it. Okay, so the pre-bid is $60. My bid target would be $150 for that book. And it's already at $125. And again, I'm not going to bid this up to $150. I'll wait for the live auction and see if I can slip in with that bid. All right. And then you'll see too, I'm predicting that the final bid is actually $230, not $150. So when you're in the live auction, you're like, oh, should I bid on this book? And you see it, you know, maybe it's hovering around 210, 220, something like that. So with Heritage, they have, you can enter a cut bid once per item. So again, like if the book is sitting at 220 and the next asking bid is 240, but you could cut it to 230, and you really want the book, like I've got to have the book. I've got my max bid. I've set my budget, and if I cut it to 230, you're what I'm saying is that you're most likely to win it with a cut bid that you wouldn't have to go over at 240. Okay. So Fantastic 425 I'm skipping. I don't know if like collecting books where Namor is grabbing Sue is a thing, but if it is your thing, you could add this book. Get a bid on that one. Here's a VG Plus Fantastic 428 with the X-Men on the cover. It's the Super Adaptoid. Oh, this one, I don't know if you could see. It's that's too bad. It's got writing on the cover. Yeah, right there. Now, what I'm interested to see, awesome Android. They don't call that out. That's where that really bothers me. That here in the description, they don't say writing on the cover. You have to zoom in and look at it for yourself. I think that's a little misleading, but it's the way it is. I don't know about this one in a 4. To me, it looks a little bit faded in the scan. Oh, I was just about to talk about this book being a recent key that got some attention, and then they're writing on the cover again. It says 9 out of 10. I'm not even going to bother. Again, unless I'm looking for that book for a specific reason to put in a PC or give it a pass, then I'll make an exception, but I'm just not going to do it. Okay. This one, 4.5, Fantastic 435. I really wish, well, let's look and see, but I was going to talk about prices and price range, but let me get the real data instead of guessing. So Fantastic 435 in a 4.5, $150. I would track this book. Normally, the current bid's already 72, so I have a feeling it's already going to, like if you look at this one, Amazing Spider-Man 245, GPA is 72. It's going to be close to the bid target already. And it's not a book that I'm really like tracking a lot of data on. I'm going to skip that one. Fantastic 446 and a 6.5. Great book. 47 in a 7. Well, that looks good. How about 47? Let's see here. 47 in a 7. Actually trending down. Last sale was a week ago for $103. High in April, $295. Again, that's slabbed. So then you're kind of going backwards from there. So that's too bad. That with the buyer's premium already is kind of beyond the value and what I would want to pay. It's a cool book and a 7.0. All right, on to page 2. Yeah, again, these are fun. First Silver Surfer and Galactus, but these are like holy grails. Here's the PR 0.1. So if you absolutely must have this book at all costs and it at the hopefully the lowest cost possible, here's one for you. Love this one. Fantastic. $4.79, obviously. Or 79, 49 in a 7.5. Those will be fun to watch. This is a great cover. 6.5. This book's interesting. 8.0. It's a high grade for this one. I love this monster on the cover. What is that in an 8? Issue 51. Oops. Let's see. In an 8.0. Last sold for 400. 12-month average 329. Boy, this is like spiking straight up. It's kind of scary when things go vertical. Now, the only thing I would say with this one, there's not that much pricing data, so I wonder if it could slip in there for less. But boy, look at this. Just trending straight up. I'm going to track this. I'm certainly interested if I can get it at a decent price. Gosh, it just looks really good. I'm going to give it a quick look in the colors. Poor Sue, so worried about the thing. Pretty mangled corner. Hey, I wonder if they got this book from Midtown. Sorry, I had to do it. Pretty rough spine damage around the staple. I think that's just dirt. At first glance, my thought was there was something on there that somebody had cleaned, and there was some remnants of it. But I think it's just dirt. This is another book where I would send it to a professional cleaner and see if they could get this off. Maybe even bump it to an 8.5. There's too much damage, though. That's the problem. Is I look at this and go, oh, it could be cleaned up, but you can't clean up this stuff in the corner box. But even so, and then is it an 8.0? This is where I'm not going to go crazy with the bidding, but I'm definitely curious to see what it goes for. So let me add this to the tracker. Fantastic for 51. No other condition notes, so I assume everything else is good. Let's get the URL. Paste that. And we said that the GPA for an 8. I got to go with 400. I don't believe this one's going to sell. This will be interesting. I'm predicting it's not going to sell for 400. I think it's going to be less. but I'm going to put 400 in GPA and change this to 8.0. Yeah, so my target bid on this would be 200, which I think it's already over. So I just want to track it. So if it's over the target, what am I doing? My max is still 292. So if the book, I'd probably throw a quick bid in as soon as it starts, just to see if I could get it somewhere in the middle, like 250. But I'm not bidding. I'm not even bidding 292 on this one. All right. Would love to have FF52, maybe in a lesser grade. Problem is, with these darker covers, when you get down to the 1.0 to 4.0 range, the damage really shows. This is really beat up. All right, 55 I just got. Really awesome cover. And this was the book that I was targeting in that lot where I got, is it 55, 56, and 57. So I got those 3 books in a lot. And this was the one that I really wanted. And I ended up getting this one in a lesser grade. Mine's in a little bit worse shape than this. But this was the book I wanted. I like mine. This says it's an 8.5. You could tell me that's an 8.5 all day, but that miswrap just kills it, where it says 2 cents instead of 12. I understand that the wrapping of the book, it doesn't affect the condition. It's more the presentation, but it just kills it for me. Fantastic 464, signed by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I'm sure it was. 65. That's a pretty nice copy. Let's look at this one a little bit more. So we've got first appearance of Ronan the Accuser and the Kree Supreme Intelligence. I'm sure Ronan's going to be back, either at least in flashbacks or in some way. So the colors really pop on this. A little bit of chipping there in the cover. So the wrapping is causing that fold on the cover. That's not the typical like Silver Age shredding of the top and bottom. It's a pretty clean, crisp edges. Love the cover here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Strong staple right there. The wrapping is just slightly off, but allows you to get the full corner box, and it's pretty much straight. So presentation wise, to me, this is like a 9.4 in terms of colors and centering. Obviously the spine damage and corner damage is what brings it down. Currently at 88. So this is something that I would love to own in this condition. Fine plus. All right, so Fantastic 465. I want to track this. I think anything to do with Ronan, Kree, I don't think we're done with all of that just yet in the MCU. 6.5 raw. Also got to make sure I grab the URL so that it updates column A. And 65. Now watch this be. I did this a little bit backwards. I should have checked the price first. 6.5. Issue 65 in a 6.5. No, that's actually relatively affordable. 143 last sale. It's starting to trend up. 8 sales in 2021. There's the low of 96 in February. And then it just jumped here in July. So it's either going to go on a run and hit that $200 range, or it's going to dip back down. It's had a couple of other mild spikes. Obviously, this is a big one, 225. So that was 2019. All the Avengers, Guardians, MCU property stuff. So is it gonna? I think it's just climbing because of the market. I don't think it's climbing because there's really hot Ronan the Accuser news. But I'd like to track it. Okay, so I got to put in GPA. GPA for this I'm putting in as 154. So my pre-bid 30, target 76. I believe we're already over that at 88. 88 is right in the middle. I might lean towards the max on this one. And in the notes here, just as a reminder for myself, great colors, centering. I'll just leave that in there as a reminder. So when I'm trying to bid on this, I might bid a little bit more towards the max, especially with it trending up, to see if I can get it in there, somewhere around the 110, 115. Projected bid is 118. So yeah, as soon as this one hits 120, 130, 140, I'm out. But really love the presentation on that one. Let's keep going. Fantastic 467. Too much spec on that one. There's been speculation on that one for a long time, ever since Guardians 2. Great Silver Surfer book. Right there in the top left corner. Again, more stamps, so I'm out on that one. 84. Great cover. 9.8 white pages. What a beast. That's awesome. That's great. Definitely deserves the current bid and more on that one. All right, 8.0. And we've slipped into the Bronze Age here. Yeah, see, 9.2, I get it. Tough book, dark cover, but the wrapping on that one, just no thanks. That one's a little miswrapped as well, in a fine. 170. All right, let's see. Do we have any interesting? There's a few here. Group of 21, group of 44. It's almost like they're getting lazy. Yeah, just not interested in tracking 44 Fantastic Four books. 44 Silver Age books in an average grade of fine. So yeah, if you've got a few grand to drop on random books that you can't really see. I don't know. It's probably just some sort of limitation on the heritage side as far as like the time that they want to actually go through here and list them individually or something. I don't know. Let me see here. Fantastic Four Annual number 6. I'd like to have a copy of this one, but not in a 2.0. Ghost Rider, Giant Size X-Men. Here we go. Here's a 9.4. Crazy. Again, I'm not going to track this. There's plenty of tracking data online for Giant Size X-Men. 2.5 restored. G.I. Joe. Yeah, I have that book, not in a 9.8, but I love the nostalgia. I'm not a buyer of G.I. Joe at this point. Incredible Hulk, kind of the same with Captain America. Like, appreciate the character and the history. I just don't have a lot of copies in my collection. Here's a 2.5 signed. And your standard Hulk 181s that get thrown in there. They'll put like these types of Hulk 181s into the weekly select, and then they save the higher ends for their more premier auctions. Interesting, this is in a 9. It's like if you just have to have it and get it in any condition you can, there's a 9.0. I targeted this book a while ago in Raw in like a 3 or a 4, and I missed out. I'd love to have this one too in kind of a mid-grade. 9.6 is great, but yeah, already at 1250. Iron Fist, Iron Man, first Thanos. It's going to be way out of my price range. I don't even know what this book goes for. I'm going to track this one. Iron Man's my favorite character. I just think it's funny that this book's just thrown in there at 9.8 white pages. No real significance other than I'm interested in just having it. I don't know what else to say. All right, so let me put this in here. Iron Man. Sometimes like these books get in there and people are like, why is this here? And they don't bid. They're not interested. I don't blame them. But this is right around the time that I was heavily into Iron Man. I don't even think I have this issue raw. So let's see what this bad boy goes for. See if there's any sales of it at all. Iron Man, whoa, 197. Don't get sick watching me scroll. Okay, 197. 9.8. Last sold for $70. So see, this is what I don't understand. Like they'll put this book in here, but they won't break up that Fantastic Four lot of books in a 6.0. Like if you broke that up and listed them individually, I'd look at those all day. So I'm going to say this one is 75 GPA. Well, I didn't copy the URL. This is 9.8 CGC white pages. $30 pre-bid, bid target of 76. So why is my target 76 if I'm saying it's only worth $75? It's because of the premium that I put on the white pages. So that's kicking this up over a little bit more so that my, I just noticed the max is actually less. Oh, you know what? I bet I have something in here. There's a condition for the buyer's premium if it's below a certain amount. I just noticed that. Same thing here with line 217. So I'm going to fix that. So the max should be somewhere around like, I don't know, $85, $90. But I put that in there because of the premium with the white pages. So I'll fix that in the formula, fix the max calculation. It's working for everything else, but like I said, I think if it falls below a certain number, the the buyer's premium is not a percentage anymore; it's a flat fee. So I just got had to fix that somewhere. But my pre-bid would be $30, so I'm gonna put $30. Hey, I'm the high bidder for 11. Awesome. That one's just goofy. I don't know. It just doesn't fit to me. It's just like, here's a random modern, right on the edge of, or is this copper? Or I don't know. I don't know what. I do know the ages, but I don't know why they classify things the way they do in terms of copper and modern. Modern's been around for too long. At any rate, let's move on here. Let's see if we can at least finish the second page, kind of in the middle. I guess that was it for Iron Man. You get an Iron Man 55 in this 197 in a CGC. All right. Journey into Mystery. I don't think I have any of these. Yeah, I'm sure these are all high right now from Loki, Cull, Machine Man, number 19. People still trying to sell that book. I think this is the first Jack-o'-lantern. This is the last issue of Machine Man, the original Machine Man. I hate this too. Bronze Age group of 52 books and an average of fine, very fine. And there's She-Hulk number 1, but you got to deal with all the other books. And there could be some real gems in there, but I just don't go through that many books. In terms of looking up value and condition, it's just too many. Here's a whole short box. Like, great. You're basically buying a mystery box. Another short box. Just can't do it. Group of 15. No. No. Marvel Spotlight number 5. Still trying to piggyback off that 9.8 sale. For Spider-Woman. It's actually not too bad on an 8.0. I'm going to look up the date on this one. I'm looking at it. The first thing, I definitely noticed the colors and the centering on this one, but also it's white pages. So it's an 8.0 white page slab. Look at the back for the wrapping. Yeah, very, very clean wrapped. Good staple presentation. All right, let me see. Marvel Spotlight 32. Let's see here. Save that title. 32. So I'm sure we see a lot of green arrows here. 9.8 is up to almost, 90-day average is 45. Last sale 38. An 8.0. That's a bit much. It's not a book that I'm targeting. So even though I really like the presentation there, it's out of my price range. Last sold, yeah, you could see it. You're kind of paying at the high here. So I'm going to pass on that one. Great book though. Love the presentation of it. That's definitely kind of in my style where great colors, centering, and you're not having to pay the premium of 9.8. This one's been getting a lot of attention on social media and online, everywhere else. I get it. Cool book. I don't know if we need to be paying hundreds and thousands of dollars for it, but there it is. Secret Wars, if you don't have it already, here it is in a 9.8. Slightly miswrapped. Marvel Team Up #1. It's Marvel New Mutants. 9.6. Everybody says, well, this book's underrated because it's first Cable. Everybody's targeting first Deadpool. I think the fact that everybody keeps saying it's underrated is now making it overrated. And here is that New Mutants 98, 9.6. This is a straight up stock. You just want to spend the money, invest in it, have it. It's just going to continue to rise. You know Marvel's itching to put Deadpool in as much as possible. Always like this one, Shield #1. This is a raw 8.0. Let's take a look. Lots of spine damage for an 8.0, especially right there in the skull box. Lots of damage on the bottom. The right edge looks really sharp. Colors look pretty good. You got that folded stuff happening where the edge of the cover is folded over the rest of the book. You could see those pages. It's not completely wrapped perfectly, but very typical. And it probably got the 8.0 designation from the local professional grader because the corner box looks really good, really clean. So I don't want to say this was pressed. It's possible. I'm seeing a little, it's hard to tell, but I'm seeing and it could be just an illusion, but it feels like there's that pressing bump that's just barely on there. So this was probably pressed and cleaned up. If I was grading, I'd probably give it around a 7, maybe a 7.5. I think an 8 is generous, but from the cleanliness, it looks, I don't want to say it's restored, but it looks really good. So I'll probably track this one. I don't see any other notes on the condition. So analyze prices. So this book in an 8.0, 247, the 90-day, last sold for 233. So went up and then went back down. So yeah, high of 309 in May and then dropped 10 days later to 215. And then now last two sales have been 225, 233, so somewhere in the 230 range. So yeah, this would be something in this condition. Like, could I snipe it for 100? Maybe. It's worth tracking. All right, grab the URL. Do that first this time. 8.0 raw. Get the description. From the Oregon Coast Collection. It's been one of the pedigrees, I think, that been popping up on Heritage recently. And then the GPA for an 8.0. We're going to say it's 247 is the 90-day. That's the one I like to use. So yeah, my pre-bid $49, bid target 123. I feel like I might be able to get in there a little bit for less, but I'm gonna go ahead and put 49 for my bid. And I am winning this auction, yay! So I should be outbid here in a few hours. It's just the way it works. All right. Keep going. Punisher, Secret Wars, Silver Surfer. Gotta get that Mephisto for, he's showing up at some point or never. That's a really ugly 6.0. Look at the bottom left of that one. No. There's writing on that cover and a 5. These are out of my price range anyway. I like the custom labels. I'm sorry if you hate them or it's distracting. I think it's cool. What he's asking, does the spreadsheet set of calculations work for other auctions? It does. The only thing that I have kind of baked into this spreadsheet is the premium. So you've got things like this with buyer's premium. You just ignore it. So you could do the same thing with really any auction. So yeah, the calculations, it's pretty straightforward. It's just going off of GPA. And then I have this, anytime you see BP, that's what's kind of unique to Heritage, right? Because if you're not familiar with Heritage, you will be familiar real fast when you think you're getting a deal on a book, and then you get the bill and you get that buyer's premium that's added on. And that's when you see a lot of people, they shake their head and they're just like, well, forget that. I'm going to go to Comic Link or eBay or whatnot or whatever. And that way I don't have to pay that premium. And I totally understand that. But again, what are you getting with the premium? You're getting the consistent lots. You're getting, I would say, fair or realistic grading. The high-res scans that lets you see the book almost like you're holding it. eBay, eBay is more of a gamble. So if you're gambling, again, forget slabs for a second, right? Slabs are slabs. But even then, you might get a cracked slab or a slab with a scratch on it. But slabs are a different animal. But if you're looking for raw books, eBay is more of a gamble. So it's the buyer's premium that you really have to look out for. And it can be a little scary when you don't understand that, like the book that I just bid on. You're looking at this going, and that's the other cool thing with having these in here. Now I've got the links. I can just click right into it. So it's like, yay, I'm the high bidder at $29, but actually it's $48. Yeah, eBay is roulette in most cases for raw books, and I do it. I buy raw off eBay. It sort of depends. I've been doing this for so long that you can almost tell. If it's like if you walk up to a dealer's book at a show, and you're like, okay, this person knows exactly what they're doing. This is their business. Everything is priced accordingly. And then you've got other dealers that they're just looking to move stuff. Like you could just tell. And so a lot of times the way that the book is photographed, the way that the description is put out there, you just sort of know, okay, I might be paying a little bit more in this eBay auction, but it's an accurate depiction, or they have no idea what they're doing, and it's actually a great book. And then I'd say the majority know what they're doing, and they're trying to offload books in worse shape than they're described. So with Heritage, I don't get the sense that they're trying to rip anybody off, right? It's like, here's the book, here's the condition, slabbed raw. You're going to pay a little bit more for it, but we're not trying to pull one over on you. And their customer service too, I would say it's not that they're the best in the business or anything, but I've had some communications with them. In fact, I have to follow up with a book. So there was an X-Men, I think it was X-Men 16. I got X-Men 16. I think it was listed as in fine condition. I got the book. It was gorgeous. Again, as you can see, as I'm going through these, I'm looking for great presentation, colors, and so on, right? So I get the book home, and when I'm cataloging these, I'm trusting too, by the way, if it says, if this book is an FR 1.0, I'm putting it into my system as a 1.0. I'm not going to regrade this book myself and say, oh, it's actually a 1.8. I just go with that. It saves me some trouble. Again, that's what I'm paying the premium for. I'm also saving myself some time and the headache of trying to grade this myself. So anyway, so I get the book home. I take it out of the bag just to kind of see, is it truly a 6.0? And I'm looking at it, and I open the book and start flipping through, and one of the pages has like a coupon. Not a Marvel, it wasn't a Marvel value stamp, but it was just like one of those like send the coupon away to join a club kind of deals. And it was just completely cut out of the page. And emailed them, and I did get a response in 24 hours, and it was more follow-up. They wanted photographs and things like that. I actually do need to follow up with them. But they were very good about getting back to me. So again, comic book collectors are a very particular breed of people. So you're looking for, you want to take that gamble. You want to look at raw books like I am and see if you can get a gem, a hidden gem in the middle of a stack. I get it. I totally get it. I hear you. But I don't mind paying the premium for built-in customer service, things like that. So this isn't a sales pitch for Heritage. It's just kind of how I approach it. I want to do one lot, and then maybe I'll end it here. Stream just hit over an hour. I want to show you how I handle the lots, and it's too bad because there aren't that many great ones on here. So I'm guessing that, yeah, the first Mephisto's not in here. So I'm looking at the description, average fine. Sometimes the descriptions in these lots will break out the condition per book. So, but you want to just kind of assume again that Heritage is not trying to screw you over. So you've got 6 books in a fine condition, and if you're doing the math at home, what would you pay? $40 for a 6.0 of the Silver Surfer, maybe. The current bid at $140, I don't know. I don't know what a 6.0 of each of these books go for. It says overstreet value. I never trust that. I don't even know why they put this in here. I think they think that it's going to pump up the value, but they always sell for more than overstreet. So how do I handle this? So I do this the same way. I'm going to copy the description. And there's no like super secret magic here, but basically what I do is I instead of taking the GPA just for the one value, I just add them up. So 6.0, I'm saying for this lot, Silver Surfer group of 6. Again, 6 is I really try not to do more than 4 or 5 because even a $300 book lot is a lot for me. So this can become a little time consuming. Again, this is another reason why I don't do this every time, but I just wanted to use it as an example. So we've got issue 5. $6.0, $57. So I come back in here in GPA and I just start a formula. I say equals to 50. plus 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. 6. 6 and a 6.0. 36. Sometimes what I'll do too, and I may do it in this case. Well, I'll just keep going. So I was going to say, sometimes what I do is I look and see, are these designated quote unquote keys or interesting issues, or are they filler? And if they're filler, I don't even add them to the formula, because I want to have, books that are desirable. But in this case, I'm just going to run through all of them. So $36, add that, 36 plus 7. 61. 6, 7, 9. 45 back in 2019. 6, 7, 9, 10. With that Mephisto appearance. Gotta call that out in the description. 6.0, 80. 10 and 11. And I'll go back and look at the photo one more time. So here's this last one, 118. All right. So 390 and a GPA. Again, what am I looking at here? Am I looking at an X-Men key? No, it's just a stack of Silver Surfers in fine condition. But I want to know what I'm bidding on. I don't want to just say, oh, well, Overstreet says 225, so I'll just put a bid of 225 in there. Some people might do that, but I prefer to look at the live value. So pre-bid 78, we already know that's over. I'm going to target 194 on this one for the 6-book lot. Again, I'm not going to bid it up. I'm just going to track it and see what the lot goes for. I'm actually more interested in a couple of the other books, and they don't put every book in the lot, but it gives you an idea of what, because you assume these all came from the same collector. I don't believe that, or same seller, I should say. I don't think that they're mixing and matching books, so you can kind of tell. This to me was pressed. I swear, I don't. This is something I have to learn through the pressing. Like, when is this allowed? I don't know. I can tell there's some sort of thing going up the spine that looks like it was pressed. Anyway, story for another time, or a video for another time. This orange cover, great orange cover, some miswrapping there and spine ticks. So, it is sort of looking to be about the same. That wrapping is even worse. Are these all 6.0s? Again, it's average. If I send them all to CGC, you're probably getting some 5s in here. 5s, whatever. So that's how I handle the lots. I just basically add up the GPA. But in some cases, like I said, let's say it's like a 3-book lot and there's one key in there, I'll only put the GPA for the key, because the others to me are just gravy. They're bonus. And a lot of times too, the key may be the worst shape or in the worst shape of the books in the lot. So that's kind of unfortunate too, that they do that. I might be able to spin past these and finish up today. Actually, I think I changed my mind on that. So, way too many copies of Spider-Man #1, and I spoke too soon, because now we're on to Star Wars, which is something else that I collect. I already know these are way out of my price range, these 9.6, and it's a miswrap copy. I wouldn't buy it anyway. So I was trying to get this in like an 8 or an 8.5. I don't have issue #1. I will look at this. It's off-white to white. I'd love this 9.4 in white, but again, that's going to be that's going to end up being like $500-600. So for this one, I wanted to zoom in on the wrapping. Wrapping's not terrible. I don't know. Maybe I need a break or something. This looks crooked. It could just be the scan. It's not bad. Not too bad. I wish it were white pages, but let me see what that goes for on GPA in a 7.5. Like I said, I think I was targeting 8.85 in previous auctions and just missed them. Star Wars 1. $7.5. 303. Yeah, I want to track it. I think I was trying to get in. Yeah. So an 8 is 337. 8.5, 411. I think I was getting outbid around 300. So I might have to slip back to a 7.5. So let me track this. Yeah, this is the sickness that I have is I do this all the time. I just see, oh, there's more books. Let's take a look. Now this one I'm not going to put the white page designation, so these books will adjust accordingly and tell me not to overbid on this because it doesn't have the white page. Let me grab the description. And then GPA 7.5, 303 is that 90-day average. Again, I'm looking for recent values for my GPA and not all time or last sale only. So my pre-bid 74 rounded up to 75, targeting 186. Again, that's actually 223. I'd love to get it for under 200 total out the door if possible. That's probably asking for a lot, but again, for me with dealing with Heritage, I will probably end up winning one auction, maybe two, if I participate out of the, I don't know, 500-600 auctions that they have. And just that one, I'm spending good money, obviously, but that one that I did end up winning is probably one that I got at a really, really good deal where I'm getting like 40 to 50% of GPA. Just for some reason, it's the flow of the auction because these are rapid fire. They're coming in, there's a lot of bidders, and I think there's bidder fatigue at some point. So you get these silver age or these high-end slabs, and there's just a lull for some reason, either in person or online with the bidders, and you can just come in and strike if you have the data. So that's what I like to do. It takes a lot of time. It's very tedious, but it's very satisfying if you come in and snipe a book like this and get it for 185. Okay, so let me put my bid in on this. I'll just round it up to $75. Confirm the bid. I've already been outbid. That's fine. Now it's tracked. It's tracked in my spreadsheet and it's tracked at Heritage. All right, let's keep going. I'm hoping page 3 is pretty short since we're already on S. Star Wars 2 and a 9.4. It's still that's gonna be out of my price range. Star Wars 2 9.0 off-white. If it were white, I'd be interested. Here's this one, Star Wars number 3. It looks crooked in the slab, so I'm going to pass. .4 white on number 6. Let me see what that goes for. 9.4 white pages. Let's see here. 90-day 127, last sold for 200. Interesting. Oof. Why, that book just took off? Or somebody got caught in a heritage auction and just went nuts. 235, June 19th. Look at that. And then 200 3-4 weeks ago. And then someone sniped it for $58. Here's another 52. So there's definitely a wave. Is there even a bid on this one? There's no bid. I'm going to track it for fun. I'm a Star Wars nut anyway, so why not? I think this one's just interesting because the range is so out of whack that who knows, this is another one that could slip in here. Plus it's white pages. So 9.4 white pages. Get the description. 9.4 white pages. And GPA on this one, 127. Yeah, I got to fix that max bid thing on some of these lesser ones. But anyway, so we've got 42 pre-bid, target of 105. I'm projecting a $98 winning bid. So $42 will add to this. Cool. Hey, I'm winning at $1. But look, it's actually 20. I don't know. Like Heritage has been doing it this way forever, so they're not going to change. Okay. Moving on, 9.6 in white pages. I have a feeling that one's going to get out of hand real fast. Let me just see what that goes for, which is issue 8. People are going to target this book. 9.6, 194. First Jackson. God, if he shows up somewhere, oh my gosh. Already at 180. That's why I said, when I said I think it's going to go nuts, yeah, I think it's going to go nuts. Last sold 175. It's already over that. So unfortunately, I have to pass on this one. It'll be fun to watch live, but I can't bid on that one, unfortunately. Star Wars 14 and a 9.8. Those old school books with the writing on the cover, not like ink or pen, but like the sound of Armageddon at the bottom. You don't need that. Let the cover and the art speak for itself. Already 145. Star Wars 17, 9.8 white. Wrapping's a little off at the top. I'm going to pass. Can't touch first Boba Fett. 9.4 white pages. That's going to go bonkers. Love this book. I've always loved the Simonson cover on this one. 9.6 white pages. Let me see what this goes for. I think this one also has some connection to the Rogue Squadron. $9.6 white, 90 days actually down. I'm going to track this one just because it's a personal favorite of mine, the cover. I just love it. I like the orange. Simonson, one of my favorite artists of all time. I do want to check the wrapping, though. I just noticed. I want to make sure. Wrapping is not perfect. At the back. On second thought, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to spend $100 on that book when it's just slightly miswrapped. Star Wars with Boba Fett on the cover. That's not actually Boba Fett. 9.4 white pages. Return of the Jedi. I don't have any of those. Strange Tales I'm going to skip over. I don't have enough knowledge or info on that to sound intelligent. Submariner. I like Submariner from an investment perspective. This is interesting. It's a 2-book lot. I can already tell. You see issue 35 has some sort of writing or stamp. Yeah, it's a stamp. I'm going to skip it. It's too bad. There's really not too many of those book lots that I really like. Tales of Suspense, I will go through these. I do collect these. Trying to get them as many as I can in mid-grade. Although that's it. They're just 3. So you can get first Iron Man in a 1.0. Jeez. It's like that book was thrown in a fire. Rough. Okay. That one's cool. 7.5 white pages. Did you see that? Check that out. From the collection of Kevin Michael McFadden. Yeah, but if I bought it, then it'd be from my collection. Interesting that that's on the slab itself. Let me see what that one goes for. Tales of Suspense 80, 7.5 white pages. That's the thing with GPA, it's just a 9.8. So you could have a 9.8 off-white, 9.8 cream. They don't differentiate. To me, it's a differentiator. So 80 and a 7.5, 115. Already 82. It's trending down. Last sold for 122. You know, because it says from the collection of somebody else, I don't want it. I mean, I don't get slabs back that says from the collection of Moneyball Comics, so. Tales to Astonish. I should know more about that, but I don't. All right. I'm just going to power through these. I'll be honest, what I'm looking for on page 3 are X-Men. Thor is great. I won a Thor book not too long ago. Yeah, great Thor Galactus cover. 9.6 white pages. That's amazing. Fantastic. 9.0 off-white. Almost looks just as good. That's a great cover. Maybe I'll circle back and look at some of the Thor books later if I have some time, but I'm going to just try and finish up this stream looking at X-Men, looking for X-Men, I should say. This is another book. I was saying there's an X-Men slab that shows up every week. There's always one of these. So if you're in the market for a lethal protector, just come back every week and it'll be there. Vision and Scarlet Witch, Web of Spider-Man, Werewolf by Night, 32. Again, these are fun to watch in the live auction just to see what they go for, but I stay away from bidding. Here's a 9.4 sign by Joe Rubinstein. This book has been going absolutely crazy for the last year. X-Force, okay, X-Men, group of 2 X-Men annuals, 8.5 and 9.2. I try and get these around a 9.4 if I can, but I don't know why there's a 2-book lot in different grades. X-Men number 4 newsstand, very interesting. This showed up here in Heritage in a very fine minus. I'd rather pay for this one myself than a newsstand, but whatever. This one's been showing up a lot. I just sold this book raw. All right. So this will be the last group, and then we'll call it Silver Age X-Men. Again, these single-digit slabbed that are like 5 and 6 above are out of my range, way out of my range. This book I have, but there's writing on the cover. I'd love to upgrade it, but already current bids up there. Okay, X-Men 14 and a 4.0. That's cool. 8.5, 8.5, 8. So love the high grades, but I can't. I mean, we're at the peak of the market right now. I'm not gonna pay peak price plus the premium. Man, we're already into bronze just like that, so not a whole lot of silver. There's usually a handful of like silver raws at this point. Okay, 94, 4.0, 8.5 white pages for 99. Let's see this one. X-Men 99. Very fine, 8.5 white. 8.5 weight, 100 white, 114. So I'm going to see if I can. I like that one. So I'll track it here, go in, grab the URL. Grab the description. Okay, this is an 8.5 CGC white, 114. All right, I got to fix the bid max, but $39 pre-bid targeting of 97, so I'll go ahead and drop that $39 in bid in here to get the tracking going. 39. Place the bid. Confirm. Always make sure you go back and confirm, and I'm winning this one at 36. X-Men 100. Again, 7.5 white pages. I'm not sure what the discoloration is on the front there. Probably going to skip that. Would love X-Men 101, but 9.6 white is going to go crazy. Probably my number one grail that I don't have that I would pay extra for, but not in a 9.6. That's just too much. 9.2 white. Check the wrapping on this one. Yeah, miswrapped. 103 off-white. I have this raw. I want to say my copy's a 9 or a 9.2 raw. So I'm going to skip that. All these are off-white. 107 off-white and an 8. 9.0 off-white. I like this one. 109 white pages. Miswrapped. I know I'm being really particular, but again, there's plenty of comic books. These aren't going anywhere. 111. I just got this book raw. Probably not a 9.2 near mint minus condition, but 9.6 white for 116. Let's look at this one. Miswrapped. Okay, this is one that's, I think, getting a bit of attention here. 118 in a 9.4. The wrapping on this one looks... Gosh, I'm not able to see it. There's a slight miswrap, but at least it's straight. At least I think it is. Look at the back. Yeah, it's just slightly off. It's not bad though. It's it's better than the other ones that I was just looking at. 118 and a 9.4 white. Let me just see what that is going for now. These early appearances of Sunfire. That's what I'm looking for. 118 in a 9.4, 208. I'd like to track this one. I'll add this. .4 white, 9.4 white pages. X-Men 118. You also get that Moses Magnum cameo. Little bonus. 9.4, 208 is your 90-day. So I'm going to come in here. Pre-bid $60, bid target 150. So I can jump in here and add my pre-bid. Confirm it. I'm outbid, that's okay. Now it's being tracked. All right. Almost done. X-Men 121, 8.0 off-white. No. 127, 28. These I want in a 9.6, not a 9.4. $129 in a. This is another book that I'm trying to get that's just going crazy. This is First Kitty Pride, 9.2 already at $350. 9.2 white pages. I mean, I'm gonna have to start settling for like a 5 or a 6 of this one. Would love the book. It's just too much. So here's an 8.0 white. So this is the sort of compromise that I may have to make with my money. I just want to check the wrapping and presentation of it. Got to run. Thanks for all the great content. Hey, Woody, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Love the questions. Really great stuff. So if there's anything else you want to see or want to know, let me know. Hope you have a great weekend. So 129. It's not too bad. Definitely you have the spine wear, but wrapping looks pretty solid. Well, there it is right there at the top. That's the deal breaker. You see the cover sliding right off at an angle. So I'll have to pass. 132. This is the book I was talking about, X-Men 138. This is in... This is up for auction every week. Not the same exact slab, but there's got to be like hundreds of these. That they're just going through one at a time. It's really funny. 9.4 off white to white. In fact, I'm going to track it really quick here because I've got several auctions now of data for this one. Every time. It's almost like a thing now that I don't really want it, but I'm tracking it anyway because I don't understand why it's here week after week. 9.8. Did I copy the link correctly? Yeah. Okay. GPA on 138. I think this slips into uncanny. Forget where the cutoff is. No, still there. Okay, so 9.8. 90 days, 250. Last sold for 295. I don't understand. There's so many copies of these, even in a 9.8 white. So 250. Bid target 69, or pre-bid I should say 69. Target 172. $69. It's already above. I just want to track it. About 140. 140 and a 9.8 is 316. I'm only doing this because it's white pages. Take this off. The wrapping again. Just bugs me. So I'm going to undo that. So I'm not going to track that. That's too bad. 9.4. One of my favorite X-Men covers of all time. I have this book raw. Just need to get it pressed and slabbed. 143. 9.8 white. This one you can find all day long. Off-white to white. It's too bad that one's not white. 9.4 white. Oh, this is interesting. I love this book. Love the cover. It's a Simonson cover. It's got classic Rogue costume. I love the tag. Welcome to the X-Men. Hope you survive the experience. Great wrapping. 9.8 white. So this will be something that I'll probably target. X-Men 171. So now this slips into uncanny. So I'll switch my list over here. 171. $9.8, $293. Yeah, so this book, along with the other two Amazing Spider-Man, are books that I would probably really, really target. I mean, it's great colors, great wrap, 9.8 white pages, Simonson cover. Love it. Binary appearance. I think we're going to get binary in some way, shape, or form. Oops. Put that in there. Copy the URL. GPA. 293. $78 is the current. Place the bid. I'm outbid, don't care. Okay, so that was cool. I'm glad I stayed around to the end and finished this up, because that's definitely a book that, I don't know, the colors, everything, just the dynamics, the nostalgia, the timeline, it's just great. Okay, 9.6 white. $184 CGC white. Let me see what this one's up to now. This is the first forge. I'm sure this has been going up steadily. Yeah, 90-day average is now 300. Look at this. Now it's dipped a little. So we had back-to-back sales of over 400, and then it dipped back down, and then climbed again and dipped back down into 228 territory. I think I have this book in a 9.4, somewhere between a 9 and a 9.4. It's raw. I don't know what I could get for that, but let me track this one. I'm interested in the book. I think there's a lot of potential here for this one to be a kind of convert itself to a major key over time. Okay, get the description in there. 9.8 white. 90-day 300. So bid target 200, pre-bid 80. It's already there, 82. Let's bid it up to 84. All right, now I'm tracking that. First Mr. Sinister in a white pages, that's gonna probably get up close to $1,000. 9.6 might be done here. 261. This is where you get into those like $50 to $60 slab range, and I don't know if I want to get these on Heritage. 11 group lot, 2 book lot already at 460. 3 book lot in good, very good, it's too low. 17 is too many, and Young Avengers 9.6, and we are done. All right, so I now have my set of auctions that I'm tracking. Not too many, honestly. Yeah, I got 19 different lots that I'm going to look at. So thanks for watching and hanging out. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm looking forward to the Heritage auction on Sunday and Monday. I'll let you know how it goes. And that's it. Happy collecting, and see you next time.